here to introduce them is Mike Scaff.
Good afternoon, everybody. We are so glad you're here at the museum. I am honored to present my old friends. Take that any way you want to. Dr. Billy Caldwell, he said he was here during the flood, and so this is first-hand knowledge. And then Jack Newton Fleming, and he is related to Sir Isaac Newton, one of my favorite Christian scientists. You know, Isaac Newton was skinny. I kind of like skinny. I'm not sure why. But these guys, they were tasked with trying to figure out why here in this area along the Paluxy River do we find so many footprints, human and dinosaur. And so their study of geology, they are both geologists, and Jack's a biologist by training. They will tell you what they discovered and what they believe happened and why we see so many tracks in the Paluxy River. Most of the artifacts you see here in the museum came from within a mile or two of this area on the river right back here. So this appeared to be a place where during the flood, people and dinosaurs came alike and stepped in this limestone that turned into cement. So I will turn it over to them. And what they have discovered is just fantastic. I think you'll enjoy it. And think about questions, because at the end of the lecture, they will let you ask 3 questions, and you're going to try to stump them. So let's go.
Thank you, Mike. Well, now, we do like easy questions, not really hard. Check.
Well, you read this first statement here, I got a true story about dinosaurs and men. A true story. Now, people, that's a key word, because the only truth that we have that really is the truth is right here. This is where we got the truth. Everything you're going to hear today started right here. He doesn't do anything in science that does not start with the Bible first. I guarantee you, because I know him. I've known him long enough to know that. And I am the same way. I have the same testimony. So what you're going to hear today is the truth from this book right here. Now, we have an educated supposition as to how things happen, but it all originates from that book first. And we make the educated supposition based on what that book says. We discussed some of that here already up in the front here, and those actually make sense, don't they? We've got these suppositions that come from truth. So, Billy, take over, man.
What's important is that you have to start with a paradigm. You have to start with a viewpoint of you believe there's a godless society or that there is a God. And God is the creator of all things or not. And you can believe either way. You're accountable for what you believe. But there are a lot of people that certainly don't believe in God. And they believe in Big Bang, which never occurred. They believe in evolution, which never occurred. There's never been one single thing found that supports evolution. And so they just have these theories with no proof. What Jack and I did for the last year or so, we got to talking geologically, and we thought, hey, why don't we write a book? So we spent a year, and this is our book back there, $5. And it costs about 3 or 4 to print them, and we spent a year on them, so we're not making much money.
We're not in it to make the money.
It's not the profitable thing. But we're getting the message out, and that's the whole key. So I was down here long before the rest of the people, but in 1963, I had a stone yard because the oil business hit the skids because the oil business imported so much oil from the Mideast. And a gentleman came in one day in a pickup truck, and the back of the pickup truck was a big piece of stone, about 4 by 4, and embedded in that limestone was this footprint. And so I said, Bill, where did you get that? And he said, well, I was down the Paluxy River, and I saw this print, so I spent a week, didn't have much to do. I took a cold chisel and I chiseled all around it, finally got it out. I looked at it as a geologist, and across the stone, there was no differential weathering. In other words, it was the same color over and down in the print and so forth. If it had been carved, it had been a little different color in the middle. There were fossils on the side. It was Glen Rose limestone. I recognized that. So in the case here, he called me one day and said, I got a chance to sell this for $800. And I said, Bill, I didn't have enough money then to buy it and didn't know the significance. And so I said, make me a casting. The original casting is over there. But I was teaching at Tarrant County College and dropped it one time. We made these aluminum things. It's a little lighter to carry around than those. And this is heavy enough. But we don't know what happened to it. But that was 63. In the 70s, I came down with students, and we'll tell you more of that story later, and saw all the human tracks and there was a chiropractor down here that had been studying them, and he told me where they were, the human tracks, and I was able to do that in 71, 72, 73, and all in there. And Dr. Ball came along in 82, and when he came in, we started documenting things. I thought, why didn't I document this stuff? But I was busy raising kids and doing all sorts of things, and mostly students, and was taking care of them. And someday maybe some of those pictures will show up. So that's how I got interested, and I've been working down here with Dr. Ball for 40 years, but I was there 60 years ago when this print was found. So we're talking firsthand.